I'm Mary Beth Fisk and serve as the CEO of the Ecumenical Center. Every year, Veterans Day is the day that we commemorate the service of our veterans. It's a day established to honor and show gratitude to our country's military veterans. We honor them for their sacrifice and service in defending the liberties and our safety. Every year, the Ecumenical Center, for the past many years, like many organizations across our community, host a veteran celebration. Unfortunately, with COVID-19 restrictions this year, we're not able to do it in the same way. So today we come to you in celebration of the service and the sacrifice of our military and our veteran community. And we are very honored to have with us on the call today Colonel Dr. Tom McNish, who has a long-standing history and a absolutely incredible story of service and sacrifice to our country. And so without further ado, welcome, Dr. McNish.
Hi, Mary Beth. Thank you for inviting me.
We know that you proudly served our country. And can you share a brief overview of your military history and what brings you most pride about that service?
Interesting question. Well, I guess my interest in the military began early on when I first realized that how much I loved the concept of flying. And that led me to the Civil Air Patrol and then to the Air Force ROTC at North Carolina State, from where I was very, very blessed to be able to get an appointment to the Air Force Academy. And 4 years later, was able to continue my dream to fly by getting sent to pilot training. And that was just about the beginning of the Vietnam War. And I wanted to fly fighters and was blessed to get an appointment to fly the F-105, which was kind of like the F-22 of that day. It was the most advanced single-seat fighter in the inventory. And after training there, I ended up because the war was really cranking up in Vietnam, I ended up in Thailand flying combat missions over North Vietnam. And unfortunately, on my 45th mission, I flew too close to the world's luckiest gunner because he shot down the world's greatest fighter pilot. But I was shot down and captured. And that started 6.5 years of imprisonment in North Vietnam, which turned out to be a true blessing to the rest of my life. When I came home, I was received warmly by my country, the country for which I insisted that I was going to return to with honor. And then I had the opportunity to go straight to medical school when I came home because I wasn't sure I could still fly. Finished medical school, and when I was in my residency here in San Antonio, I found out that the Air Force had such things as pilot physicians. So I insisted to get a chance to talk to the person who ran that program and had the blessing of being accepted as a pilot physician. So when I finished my residencies here in aerospace medicine and family practice, I went straight to training in the A-10 and then to a hardship tour at Myrtle Beach Air Force Base, where I got to fly the A-10 for 450 hours. And then while I ran the hospital there and also the transportable hospital, had the opportunity to go from there to White Sands, New Mexico at Holloman Air Force Base to run the newly installed man-rated centrifuge, and also got to continue to fly the T-38 while I was there. After I'd been there for 2 years, I decided I'd had enough fun. I had to go to the Pentagon. So I ended up in Washington for the last 6 years of my career, getting to be the chief flight surgeon in the Air Force. And probably one of the greatest opportunities while I was there was to lead the team that went to Bahrain to bring back our 21 prisoners of war from Desert Storm. So as you can imagine, that kind of closed a loop in my life, bringing together all the things that I had done as a pilot and a doctor and a flight surgeon and a former POW to try to help those people get the type of welcome home and return that they deserved. Finished out as command surgeon for the Air Force Reserve and retired after 30 years of service. So that pretty much ties up. And since then, I've been blessed to be here in San Antonio, working with a really good company here where I get to use a lot of the things that I learned in the military. And I think you asked what gives me the most pride, and I'd have to say that unquestionably the greatest pride comes from knowing that I survived those 6.5 years under communist hand in a harsh prison setting and returned home with my honor intact, as did 95% of those of us who were in that situation. And so with my head held high and with an even deeper love for my country, I was able to come home. The pride that fits right in with that as far as intensity and importance, of course, is the blessed life that I have had since then, which includes my wonderful wife that I met 8 days after I got home. And we just celebrated 47 years and have 3 lovely children, 7 grandkids, and hoping for greats.
Oh, well, congratulations. Dr. McNish, Colonel McNish, you are a true American hero. And we can never tire of hearing your stories and hearing the sacrifice you made. And with all of that, you continue to pursue giving back to our country and to our fighting men and women. In your eyes, what does having a day of recognition like Veterans Day mean to members of the military and those who have served?
It helps for the veterans to understand that we whom they protect or protected during their service appreciate the sacrifices they have made to keep us safe, to protect our country, to protect our way of life. And so that is probably the most important thing that they understand, that they are appreciated for what they have done. More importantly, it shows them that we respect them, we respect our flag, we love and respect our country. And it means that we respect those things for which they signed that blank check that included their life if necessary. And God knows many have given that greatest gift to maintain the country that we live. It means that we respect the Constitution which they swore to protect and defend. It wasn't just to protect the people here. The oath that each one of them took, that I took, says that we will support and defend the Constitution of the United States, thereby the very life and soul of our country. It's even more important understanding that the Constitution is what gives us the freedom that we have today, the freedom to express ourselves as we see fit, and to let others express themselves, and to have a free and open discussion, but all based upon freedom, based upon the opportunity to enjoy and to grow from and within this freedom that we have. Freedom is a word that's extremely important to me. After I was forced to live for 6.5 years with no freedom except the freedom of my mind that I had been given by having been born an American. So when I came home to our country, I appreciate so much more the little things that we tend to take for granted, the opportunities that we have, the blessings of this freedom that we share. Because you've heard it, I'm sure, many times, but you really don't appreciate what you have until you're forced to do without it. So as an example, living in a room that was converted into a prison cell and had a door with a bolt on the outside, no windows, and just out of it maybe for 15 minutes a day if you were lucky. When I come to any door that I see today, and I can reach over to the door handle and turn it and know that I can walk through that door, that is an example to me, as a symbol to me every day of the freedom that I did without and how blessed we are to have what we have.
Beautiful words. Thank you. Beautiful words. How can we as Americans, Dr. McNish, show our appreciation to the military and those who have served in San Antonio, in our community, not just today, but throughout the year?
I think that one of the good things that came out of Vietnam, where we had a country that not only did not appreciate, but disrespected our veterans, our soldiers. When they would come home and face the most vile of taunts and be almost ashamed to wear their uniform. One good thing that came from that is what you see today when you walk through an airport or anywhere you see a group of veterans, and you'll see people almost without exception saying, "Thank you for your service." We learned that you don't blame the soldier for the war. You respect the soldier, you honor the soldier because they are there to protect your way of life. Other ways you can do is, if you want to do it in a monetary way, you can certainly always donate to the USO or other veteran organizations. And I think the most important thing is to allow veterans to see us respecting and honoring the things for which they fought: our flag, our country, our Constitution.
Wow. Such profound messages. Colonel McNish, we are eternally grateful for your service. We are grateful for you that you are willing to share your journey with everyone who's listening in now. We're grateful to each of you listening, all of you that have served our country in various ways as the soldiers, the airmen, the sailors, the Coast Guard, and so many other efforts that have gone along to protect the freedoms and the liberties of the United States of America. We're grateful to the families who have sacrificed because your loved one was serving. We're grateful to the mothers and the fathers and to the wives and the husbands and the children of military families as well today. We'd like to leave you with songs that we traditionally share as we come together here at the Ecumenical Center every year. A song that will bring to you the branches of the service and the pride as you listen to those who have served as they sing their respective songs, and also our country's national anthem as we close out this segment today. Thank you for joining us, and God bless America.